Last week I showed you in part 1 some of the very basics of buffing or polishing silver. Today I'm going to show you again another aspect on how we can buff or polish silver, and we'll compare an unpolished, tarnished piece of silver to what looks really nice. If you notice the two ring shanks here that we were working with last week, the one on the left is not quite polished, the one on the right has been. Instead of using a flex shaft tool with felt mops or cotton mops, instead we're going to be using some type of a buffer. This buffer is something you can pick up at Harbor Freight or online somewhere, and you notice you've got different wheels. You want to be absolutely certain that if you use a buffer, that you stay consistent with whatever type buffing compound you're using for each buffing wheel. I've already labeled these because, again, one of my favorites is to use ZAM. And generally speaking, the softer the wheel is, the higher the polish that you'll obtain. On the left, you'll see a much firmer wheel, and on the right, a much softer wheel. I've already got a benchtop buffing system set up here, one that actually has a light up above. When you turn the unit on, it's got suction fans that will exhaust and try and pull in the particulate matter that comes off the silver as well as the polishing compound itself. One thing you want to be certain of too is that when you turn the unit on, you'll have to load the wheel up just a bit. You'll notice this is still rough, but I'm going to start holding this at just below 3 o'clock, and I'll turn it as I go down. You can see a very clear distinction between these two, and it's really fast. There is a downside with this. It does get hot quickly, so you may have to pause for a minute or two, or possibly wear some thin rubber gloves that you can protect your hands. Let's do this just a bit more and finish it up. It's getting warm. This has been polished for about 30 seconds, and I'll just wipe the thin greasy film off, and you can see that in a very short period of time we have something absolutely gorgeous. Now, the variety of suppliers for your discs, for your cutting compounds, and we'll put a link to these below. Well, I've shown you the very essence of how we can buff or polish silver, and I hope that you'll try it. If you have any other questions or suggestions on what else we might cover, please write that in the comment box. If you like what we've done, please consider subscribing. There are a variety of suppliers who have the materials and supplies that you need. Rio Grande is probably one of the biggest, but there are others. And what I really want you to consider doing is having a really nice product and not spending a great deal of time unnecessarily in making it come out. So what I want you to do is to keep on buffing. Bye-bye.